All right, let's see if we can get one. Let's see if he's going to load it up. There he is. Got him hooked up. All right. This is a pattern we've been talking about a lot in the fishing report the last few weeks. Been really good to me. Just casting a mini to the high spots. Let's see if we can get this one in. I'll tell you exactly what we're doing here and see if we can help you put it to good use. Looks like he's putting up a pretty good tussle there. Man, it was cold. You notice I kept blowing on my hands. It was really cold when I shot this. It was down into the 30s. Nice day, but good fishing day, but man, it was cold. Of course, this will warm you up about as quick as anything. Pulling on a big old fish like this, so we're going to get him up here, I think. I better keep my mouth shut. I think I'm going to catch him. We'll find out here in a minute. Still wailing on him. He's putting up a pretty good scrap. Fish has been really strong, really energized lately. Come on. Come on, Cap. Get him up here. Still tugging. Good stuff right here. Now, I think we're about to get him or get him where we can see him. Now, you're going to have to bear with me because the gunnels on this boat are a little bit high. The old Baymax a little bit high for me to reach down there and grab him, so I'm going to have to step out of the frame here. I've got to find a better way to do this. And of course, when I went out of the frame there, the fish went ballistic. I thought he was ready. He wasn't quite ready to come on board. So he got a second, even a third wind. So I had to be gone for a little while. Come on back, Cap. We're waiting on you. Man, he's still gone. Still gone. Where'd he go? Fish is putting it to me right there. So we were going round and around where you couldn't see me. There we got him coming back into the screen now. Nice striper, good looking fish. Nice heavy fish. I want to point this out too. You know, I think the turnover for the most part is over, or the lion's share of it's over. And the fish seem to have weathered this year's turnover really well. They look very healthy, very full bodied. They're fighting well. They're strong. Really looks good. So I'm encouraged by that. Man, the last few weeks they've really been strapping on the feed bag, getting ready for winter. Stocking up on herring, stocking up on shad, ready to go. So let's go back to what I started with here, casting the mini Macks to the humps. You've read about this in the report over and over again. This has been a really good pattern. Gosh, for the last 6-8 weeks. It's very simple. I just pull up to a high spot. I'm looking at my Lake Master. I spot lock. I factor in the wind before I do that. But what I'm basing it on, I'm looking for the highest part of the hump. And if there's a brush pile, a lot of times I'm targeting brush. But basically what I'm doing is pulling up, going to spot lock, casting to the crest of the hump, and then fan casting. There you go. He loaded it up real nice. Got another one hooked up. And I'm fan casting a little left, a little right of the hump, which could be very quick. It could be a little longer depending on the physical size of the area you're fishing. Let's see what we got here. This one's putting up a pretty good tussle too. There he is. Yeah, spotted bass. Nice linear spotted bass. Same thing. Look at this fish. Nice, healthy, heavy fish. That's good to see right there. Very good to see. Linear's always had good, healthy fish, but I'm really impressed with the way they look right now. But anyway, let's go. I'm getting off task there. So I cast to the crest, and then a few casts to the left, a few casts to the right. Usually, if they're going to bite, they'll respond pretty quickly, like any other bait. And you can treat this almost like if you were running and gunning with a topwater. Now, the retrieve I'm using is very straightforward. I'm casting and reeling. Occasionally I will stop it for a brief pause. And this day particularly I seem to do better. I was just getting my bites on just a slow or steady retrieve. No pause. I started the retrieve just a couple seconds after it hits the water. This mini weighs a little over 2 ounces. So you can figure on a tight line it's sinking almost 2 feet a second. So if you're throwing into 10 or 15 feet of water, you don't need to let it sink too long or you're going to bottom out. So I usually throw him up there. If it's less than 10 feet, I start my retrieve immediately. If it's 15, 20 feet, I might count it down using that 2-second rule. But not too much. And even if they're biting well, they'll feed up a long way to come and get this. So I feel like I do better with keeping it up high in the water column, letting it come after. And you couldn't see it in that particular frame because of the way the camera's positioned, but that cast was a little further to the right than the previous cast. So this is a hump, the top of it, the crest of it's maybe as big as the boat. So it's not particularly big, so a few casts tell the story. And didn't hook up that time. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to reel in, move a little bit further to my right. Let the water there. Start cranking. There we go. Warm those hands up, Captain. You can catch another fish. That'll do it better than anything. But man, that was cold. But it's worth it all when it's like this. This is good fishing. There he is. Look at him load that thing up. Great pattern. So I think a lot of guys are doing this and not talking about it. It's kind of under the radar, but it's something you might want to give it a try. It's fun. It's effective. You'll catch bass. You'll catch spots. And I hope you get a warmer day when you go and do this than I did on this particular day. So give it a try. Mini Macks on the high spots, chunking and winding. A lot of fun. Good way to catch a fish. I'll see you on the pond.